asked me to call Abu Bakr, that is her father, and her brother too, so that he might write a document, for he feared that someone else might be desirous of succeeding him, and that some claimant may say, I have a better claim to it. Whereas Allah and the faithful do not substantiate the claim of anyone but that of Abu Bakr. So what she is saying is that Allah appointed Abu Bakr as the Khalifa after the Prophet, including the faithful. What I would like to ask you about this particular hadith is, was Allah so late in sending the wahi to the Prophet that the Prophet wanted to appoint Abu Bakr when it was his last illness? Was Allah late? Or did Allah give Did Allah give this Prophet this wahi on time, but the Prophet was the one who delayed? Number two. Number three, if both of them are cancelled out, that means that the whole ummah of the Prophet were only three: Aisha, her father, and her brother. The rest are no longer ummah according to this particular hadith. So if you look at it, all three are cancelled out. The only logical argument or claim that I can make against this hadith is that Aisha is lying. She is a catalyst in making the Sunnis go astray, the Ummah go astray. That's a catalyst. So if you expect me to respect somebody who is actually deviating the Ummah immediately after the Prophet's death, how do you expect me to respect such a person? That is my first question that I would like to ask.
The heart is inclined towards deviation. The Quran says, do not leave your house.
Exactly.
Look, the Quran says that. But look, I asked you, look, we keep going to if you want to go to the ayah, let's stick to the ayah then, right?
Let's bring up another ayah.
I'll bring up another ayah and then you can continue. The Quran stated,
if you want to, let's stick to the ayah and the implication. Let's speak.
You can't be cursed. 1 second.
Okay, if he wants to, let Ahl Bayt talk. H, then I will respond to you regarding the ayahs that you have. Let Ahl Bayt give out his point, inshallah.
Does Allah, if there is thing, does Allah say in the Quran that your punishment will be doubled or not to the wives of the Prophet?
Okay, right.
If you do something wrong, the Quran stated that your punishment will be doubled.
Right. All this, by the way, still doesn't prove nifaq. Habibi, you can give me as many crimes.
What do you mean nifaq? Does nifaq mean
one second. You can bring me a list of so many jara'im, right? No problem. Does it prove nifaq? That's what I'm asking, because what I'm saying to you is you keep bringing this ayah and saying it's nifaq. So I'm asking you, right? One sec, my brother. One sec. The implication of the ayah is that Rasulullah, right, was living with a munafiqah, right? That's the implication. And especially it's even bad when Allah is even saying to him, you can't give talaq. Right? You can't give talaq. He knows there are women better, yet he's still choosing to live with a munafiqah.
But brother,
where is the view of Rasulullah for his deen when he's choosing to live with a munafiqah?
Brother, Quran also states Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has companions who are hypocrite near to him, but Allah knows, but he doesn't know.
No,
Habibi, companions is a bit different. A wife is going to raise a wife.
First of all, your Prophet prayed on a munafiq. Second of all, Ibn Salul, 1 second. Ibn Salul, all right? How did your Prophet pray on a munafiq? Secondly, Ibn Salul was openly a munafiq and everyone knew. All right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't, you're saying no matter how much jara'im I bring, you're not going to believe in munafiq, then that does not make any point.
Because Habib,
let me continue.
No, Habib, look, come on.
Please don't cut me. Let me continue.
Bismillah, my bad.
So 1 second. When you're talking that this is Allah, this is, let's say she was a good person in the time of the Prophet, okay? Let's say that she was not, but let's say after the Prophet, what did she do? Do you guys believe that the Quran is only for the Prophet time and that's it? We leave the Quran alone and that's it. We don't act upon it, or is it what she does after it? This is the thing.
And brother H, just one question: why should I have to respect Aisha? Can you give me some reason why?
Because that was the manhaj of the Ali and early Salaf of the Ahlul Bayt. They didn't do tanqeed, man. Okay, they gave their mawqif was tawakkuf, silence, right? I mean, we accept silence. We okay. She was sinful for doing some things, but we leave it, right? We leave the judgment to Allah. There wasn't this excessive, or like some of the stuff I hear, Aisha this, Aisha that, astaghfirullah, man. Did Ali ever call her this? Did Ali say this?
Brother, you know, if basically you said because she was the wife of the Prophet, you know why the wife of the Prophet are calling Mu'minin? What is the main reason?
Hurmat Habibi is the basis is Hurmatul Nikah, right? You know that's the basis for it. But regardless,
brother,
I can bring up all your scholars saying it's Hurmat Nikah, including the early scholars like Shafi'i.
I agree. I said that.
Yeah.
I just said that though. I agree. It's Hurmatul Nikah, right? But regardless, my point is, right, the safe option is just silence, right? You don't. No one is. Even the Ahlul Bayt wasn't saying that it's wajib upon you to follow.
Okay.
Right? But the extra thing of attributing nifaq, my disagreement is you attributing nifaq.
Okay, can I tell you why?
That's not the position of Ali, bro. That's not the position of
No. Can I tell you why? Akhi?
Bismillah.
Can I tell you why, inshallah? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Habibi, listen, like I said to you, ala sunnah wal jamaat, it would have made so much more sense for the people in the early days of Islam to think, look, Aisha has too much bad connotations to her name, too much blemishes. Let's leave her to the side and leave her case with Allah. That's fine. Instead, you guys have made her the biggest narrator of hadith. Now, reason why the Shias have a strong stance against her is because we're telling people you cannot take your religion from a woman who lied upon Rasulullah. She lied upon Ahlul Bayt. Allah in the Quran says her heart is inclined towards deviation. Allah in the Quran tells her don't leave the house, and what does she do? She goes and leaves the house and unalives 20,000 people. Do you understand what I'm saying, Akhi? So that's why we're so against her, because we're saying, wow, how have you made this woman a Hujjat al-Islam, bro? How is she a Hujjat al-Islam? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi pointed out a house and said the evil will come from here, the fitna will come from here. This is a woman who created great fitna within the ummah. So that's why we're saying, why do you guys praise her so much? Wallahi, 8-9 wives were alive at that time. Why do we always hear about Aisha? Why? She lied
against the Prophet. She
lied against Ahlul Bayt. So we are saying, stop taking
I wouldn't say it's because of that, bro. Let's be fair, bro. Right? We also have this whole thing that Aisha totally hated. We have a deep from Aisha, right? Where she praises Ahlul Bayt. So let's be fair, right?
The people. One second. How much did she innovate? Okay, in the religion, all right. And I can bring you a hadith that the people that innovate in the religion are cursed by Allah and the Malaika and Nas Ajma'in. I can bring it right now.
Yeah, they still won't take it, but bring it, inshallah, if you want to.
Yeah, no. But like I want to say, how much stuff in here that she narrated, that she went out and she created fitna in the ummah and everything, and I bring you a hadith which states that she is a mal'una.
You're gonna bring a hadith? Where the word
brother, even her own brother was against.
Where the word mal'una is used, right? Okay, bring it, inshallah. Where the word mal'una is used, and yeah, inshallah, this is gonna be interesting.
No, it states that the Prophet Muhammad said, okay, the one who innovates in the religion, okay, is what is mal'un. I can bring it.
Okay, 1 second.
No. I thought you said Rasulullah names her and he says mal'una.
So brother, you agreed that she's done all of this. She innovated in the religion. She making up hadith. Okay, she did all this. She went out against Imam Ali. She did this. She did this. But at the end, no, she didn't innovate. Habibi,
why do no? Because look, that's not how the Sharia works. You have to establish the hujjah upon someone before you do tafsir.
We already made the hujjah, Habibi. There is nothing.
So you 1 minute, 1 second. You want me? I'm not even a qadi, right? You want me to apply tabdi on someone, right? Who I don't know whether the hujjah has been established upon them. This is jahl, Habibi. Wallahi, you're telling me to do what's called tabdi on someone. Why should I do tabdi on someone?
Okay, listen, listen, listen,
especially based upon
Then you know what?
a
But
qaida mutlaqa, Habibi.
then 1 second. Then why don't you throw away, okay, علم الرجال and your whole thing and throw away this hadith as well of innovation, Habibi. Like she's done everything. Like we saw, we listed like millions of stuff. All right, and you're saying like do you believe in breastfeeding an adult? Would you believe that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. So she stated the Prophet says that, and she wanted to make it what? A sunnah. How is she not mubtada?
In regards to look, Habib, in regards to that particular topic, Allah Alam, I'm ignorant regarding that topic. I don't know, right? I hear it back and forth. I've never looked into it, but I'm speaking about. Look, initially it started with the reason I came on was the ayah was being presented, right? And I just wanted to understand the implications, the lazum of the ayah. If you accept it, the implications are nice because the implications go on Rasulullah alayhi wa alayhi wasallam.
I go by the ayah which states that if you do good, you will be, and if you don't, you will be you will get double the punishment. Okay, and in the Quran states also, okay, a lot of things that so like the Prophet Muhammad said that لعنهم الله والملائكة sorry والناس والملائكة sorry لعنهم الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين. It was about the mubtadi'ah, and this is from the Prophet from المستدرك على الصحيحين, okay, volume 4, and the hadith number I can give it to you. It's 8453. Okay, it stated that the Prophet Muhammad said, okay, whoever does the thingy, like whoever innovates in the religion, okay, is a mal'oon. The hadith is sahih على شرط الشيخين.
على شرط الشيخين, okay.
Brother, Baijan, right now the main issue is all brother here, we bring the Quran, the Sunni tafsir of the Quran, and the Sahih Hadith from Sunnah. Ahl al-Sunnah al-Jama'ah says the books of Bukhari and Muslim, I will just talk about them, are the best book after the Quran, okay? So brother, let's read this paper. You cannot come here and said to me, okay, I accept the fact she talked back about Khadija. She had bad behavior with the Prophet. I accept the tafsir of the Quran when Allah says her heart deviated and she left the house she not supposed to. She fought Amir al-Mumineen. I accept that, but I don't accept the breastfeeding. I don't accept the fact she report the Prophet was bewitched. You cannot say I don't accept that, because according to
sharing the bedroom.
Of course they can. Sunni ulama. By the way,
brother, my
by
point
the way,
is,
you know that.
according
By the
to
way,
all
one second,
your
Habib.
scholars,
No, it doesn't.
should
Listen, my
accept
brother, you don't know
all
what you're
these
talking about.
narrations.
Brother, you don't know what you're talking about. Respectfully, you don't know what you're talking about. There are Sunni ulama, right, who reject many ahadith from Bukhari, right? And there are, in particular, this bewitched ahadith. Many Hanafis disagree, they reject it.
You're
So
Hanafi.
where is this in the old Sunni Imam?
It's an exception. Hanafis are exceptions, but normally the majority of
Yeah, they're the older
Sunnah
Sunnis.
has to accept that.
And they're the older Sunnis, bro. Of course. So okay. So fair, man. I don't take this to Bukhari, whatever, right? This is about thus we leave to the scrutiny of the Hufaz. I want to stick to the Quran and the implications, man, because narrations is too long, bro. We can narrations you get into like really, really minute details.
Okay, H. Let me ask you something, my bro. Yeah.
Who's
greater? Who's greater in the eyes of Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa alihi, Sayyidah Fatima or Aisha?
Fatima.
Alhamdulillah. Actually, now you know this. If you go and ask the average Sunni layman, and I have done, who's greater, Aisha? Aisha had 9 other women like her, wives.
It depends which Sunni you would ask, to be fair, bro. It depends. It depends. Look, the problem is people think Sunni is this one monolithic understanding. It isn't, right? The school of Ahl Sunnah.
They have a lot of problems with one another. Bro, forget. Aki, listen.
The school of Ahl Sunnah is very wide. It's very expansive. We've got different strains of it.
I was speaking to two Deobandis last night, and they're both against one another. So even Deoband isn't a monolithic
Exactly.
belief.
Exactly,
Forget Al
bro.
Sunnah. Even Deobandi, which is a
100%.
small part of Al Sunnah, is it? So I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying look at the propaganda and look at the lies. Ayat Mubahala. It says, "Bring your women, and we will bring our women." 9 wives. And only Fatima comes. Why? To show that there's not a woman alive that compares to the dust on the feet of Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra salamu alayhi. But why is it the average Sunni brother, Ikhwan, the Sunni Ikhwan, and I love them with all my heart and I have affection towards them because the majority are misguided. May Allah guide them, inshallah, yeah?
Allah yadina
Wallah,
jameen.
bro, if you ask them, bro, they will tell you Aisha is greater than Fatima. That's the reality of it, akhi. So I'm saying, why has her fadail been pushed up so highly, bro? She's been reprimanded by Allah, by His Messenger. We shouldn't praise her so much. Cool, that's fine. Al Sunnah, you don't want to curse her, that's fine. But stop putting her in a position that she's not deserving of. What's wrong with you people?
Okay, look, is there some exaggeration maybe, right? But I would rather still side on the side of exaggerating good than in bad, my brother. Do you know what I mean?
Akhi, I wouldn't, because
As
then it makes no
misguided as
sense.
it may be, right? Because
I
it's
mean,
still the
nobody
same
speaks
for.
about nobody speaks about Zainab bin Jash radiyallahu anhum, Salma radiyallahu anhum. You know, we have all these other wives. We have
I agree.
Fatima
That's wrong.
al-Zahra. We have Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra salamu alayhi. Nobody speaks about her. We have Sayyidah Zainab bin Ali alayhi salam. Nobody speaks about her. All these other women, these great important figures in Islamic history, these women, they're all forgotten, and Aisha is raised at the top. And when she is really, if you read the hadith, like, bro, come on, she's the most disrespectful and the most worst out of all of them, akhi. Like, and then what do they try to
Okay.
say? One
That's
Sunni
not.
goes to me.
Allah will judge her for that, right? Allah will judge her for that.
One
That's not
second.
my place.
Akhi. One Sunni brother goes to me. Aisha was the most beloved wife of the Prophet. I go, Akhi, so you say the Prophet was an unjust man? He goes, no. I go, boy, it says in the Quran, if you have more than one wife, you have to treat them all equally. So how can you have 9 wives and have one is your favorite? Are you stupid? I say the
Okay,
Prophet
but
of Allah
Shia said the same about Khadija, right? But here's the thing,
no,
though.
but he didn't have any other wives. He was only married to Khadija at that time. If you're married more than
Okay.
one, when you're married to 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, you have to treat them all equally, Aki. You can't be married to 2 at the same time and say
I
this
don't think.
one is better.
No,
To be fair.
leave treating
You're
equally.
okay.
Leave
What's
treating
happening? You're right.
equally. There is a narration where the Prophet actually hit Aisha. That is a narration in the Sunni
Aki,
books.
no. I'm saying let's leave
So
that to the
out
side,
of
Aki.
all of them, if she was the most beloved, all right. So you can go ahead with the question now.
No, Aki, my stance is, where have you gotten all these things from? That she was the most beloved wife. In my eyes, she was the most troublesome. He pointed at her house and said, this is where the fitna will come from. So what the hell is all of this? You can't do favoritism. Islam doesn't allow favoritism between multiple wives. If you want to practice polygamy, you want to have multiple wives, you cannot practice favoritism. Rasul